Hello, my name is Shakitha Scarlett-Wilson, and this is my video presentation on Early Childhood Family Studies 1002 Assignment 3.
Hello everyone. I will be discussing atypical development and how it affects the cognitive development of a child as well as the strategies and intervention that can be implemented. According to study.com, atypical development is when a child's stages of development is not at the normal stage, which could be a learning and social disability and disorder. There can be a variety of atypical development disorders. A child may have mood disorder, attention deficit hyperactive disorder known as the ADHD, eating disorder, and generalized anxiety disorder, just to name a few.
The main focus will be on attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, and how it affects cognitive development as well as its signs and symptoms. This is the most common psychiatric disorder in childhood and sometimes moves on into adulthood, according to the medical clinics of North America. According to the National Institute of Mental, they defined attention deficit hyperactivity disorder as a brain disorder of inattention and or hyperactivity impulsivity that affects development. This means that the person has a very short attention span as well as talk and move about constantly and haste. Signs and symptoms of ADHD. There are different signs and symptoms to conclude that a child has ADHD. Inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity are the main behaviors that show as signs of ADHD. Inattention. Persons have problems sustaining attention in task or play. Hyperactivity. Persons move about constantly, including leaving their seat when staying in seat is expected. Impulsivity. Persons make hasty actions without thinking about them and the results or consequences. Some persons may also display only one behavior while others may display all three. Such disorder is mostly displayed by boys in school than girls, according to study.com. As an early childhood practitioner, I have come across different kind of children in the classroom. There is one child whom I believe has the ADHD disorder. His name is Jaheem and he's 4 years old. Jaheem displays a lot of the ADHD symptoms. He missed details in class. He does not seem to listen when he's spoken to. He does not follow through instructions and he fails to finish homework and schoolwork and is very easily distracted. He also displayed hyperactivity, impulsivity symptoms too, as he fidget and squirm in his seat. He run around where it is inappropriate, and he's always on the go or in motion. He have trouble waiting his turn and is always interrupting or intruding on other activities. Jaheem turns up late for school every morning and he does not perform well academically as he is a lot behind the others in the classroom. Now, based on the picture on the screen, it shows a Jaheem. That little boy is not paying attention. He is minding his own business with a chair above his head and doing his own thing. Same thing for the little girl. The teacher is at the front of the class demonstrating whatever activity, and she is paying attention to other things instead of the teacher. Kind of behavior definitely affects a child's cognitive development. According to the Encyclopedia of Children's Health, cognitive development is the processing of thoughts which includes remembering, problem solving, and decision making from childhood to adulthood. The theorist John Piaget did his theory on cognitive development. He believed that a child's knowledge is a combination of schema, assimilation and accommodation, and the universal stages, sensorimotor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. With Jaim being 4 years old, he's at the pre-operational stage. And according to Piaget, a child at this stage thinks symbolically and uses words and pictures to present objects as well as get better with language and thinking. Jaim, however, does not demonstrate any of those activities. ADHD in Jamaica. According to the online Jamaica Observer, a Jamaican newspaper, the ADHD is the most common diagnosed childhood psychiatric disorder in child guidance clinics across Jamaica. It is advised that early detection is necessary so treatment can be applied to prevent long-term social costs associated with the disorder. Diagnostic method of ADHD in Jamaica. The diagnostic methods and the techniques involve a multidisciplinary approach involving the child, family, and teachers. It should also be combined with a pharmacotherapy and psychotherapeutic technique. Behavior training and cognitive behavior therapy will also help to reward positive behavior and ignoring unwanted behavior in the child. There are some classroom techniques for teaching children with ADHD. Students should be seated away from doors and windows. Give instructions one at a time and repeat necessarily. Create a quiet area free of distractions for test taking. Accept late work and partial credit for partial work. Use visuals such as charts, pictures, and color coding to enhance activities. There are diagnostic methods of ADHD globally as well. In order to diagnose ADHD globally, doctors use a combination of several things for guidance, things like personally watching the child, questionnaires and rating scales that measure symptoms of ADHD, interviews with the parents, relatives, teachers, or other adults, psychological tests. Doctors may also request behavior report from the child's teacher, report cards, and sample of schoolwork. If the symptoms being displayed are those of inattentive and hyperactive impulsive, then the child is diagnosed with ADHD. Research has shown that there are some classroom interventions that can help preschoolers with ADHD. This is based on NCBI resources. One intervention can be giving the child praises and points for engaging in classroom activities and good behavior. The benefits of such intervention is that the activities would allow the child to grasp some academic information, thus contributing to him learning to count, read, and write. Another intervention could be on that include the parent. They would be provided with a manual that contained materials needed to implement home components that teach school success skills through reading and discussion, role play, and demonstration. The child will benefit by learning to do problem solving, cooperation, communication, sharing, reading, and writing. Early interventions for children diagnosed with ADHD may have long-term effects. Medical treatment is one of the interventions that have been shown to have improved children's abilities to handle general tasks and demands based on an online journal of pediatric psychology. It shows that the children has improved academically productivity and the amount of written language output. Other long-term effects could be the behavioral management. It is another intervention that may have long-term effects on a child with ADHD. It is effective in reducing the core symptoms of ADHD over time as well as prevent future symptoms. Children become less impulsive, better at multitasking, complete given tasks without delay. With the continuous behavioral management intervention, then all the above long-term effects will be positive.
In conclusion, atypical behavior is innate in any classroom worldwide. It varies in different children, thus leading up to different techniques and strategies to prevent long-term and future symptoms. ADHD is the most common atypical behavior in the classroom and affects boys more than girls. It does affect the cognitive development of a child and should be studied by the obvious symptoms and diagnosed properly before treating. It is important that all early childhood practitioners be aware of such behaviors and disorder and implement strategies to assist but excluding any diagnosing. However, I do not think ADHD is made a wide priority in schools, and so there should be more analyzing and intervention where such disorder is concerned. Thank you.
This is the end of my discussion on ADHD, along with a list of references that I gathered my sources from. I hope all the information was detailed, accurate, and on point. Thank you.